Hey everybody, Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com. As we all know, live streaming is serious business, and AVerMedia has two new products to help you make that a little bit easier. Today we're going to unbox the live streaming Nexus, as well as the Live Streamer Mic 330. Whether you're just getting started in streaming, or if it's time to upgrade your gear, let's unbox these things and see what's inside. We'll start off this adventure with the Live Streamer Nexus. Let's open it up. The instructions, which we'll throw those away. The device itself, and then the mystery box. Inside the mystery box, cables. All right, one power cable. One adapter if you happen to be in Europe. Another power adapter. And a third one for the US. Might need that. One USB cable. It'd have been nicer if they went with USB-C, but here we are. And one 3.5mm audio extension jack. Also inside the box, this adapter. Moving on, let's open up the Live Streamer Mic 330. Always with the instructions. Microphone itself uses an XLR jack and comes with an XLR cable. Also comes with an adapter should you be hanging it off of a stand of some sort. Not sure what this is for yet though. Let's find out. As an added bonus, let's go ahead and open up the AVerMedia Professional 1080p webcam. More instructions. One of these days I'm going to need those, but that day is not today. Looks like this is a hardwired 1080p camera, USB of course. We'll get into the specifics on this and what's possible with it, as well as some comparisons between this one, some of its competitors, as well as this 4K model that we're about to unbox in just a second. Now we'll open the 4K model. Take a look at that. The 4K model uses an included USB-C cable, and as you can see is not hardwired. Both of them include a privacy shield, and the 4K version is also a wider viewing angle. Both of them include a monitor stand, or you can mount it to a tripod of some sort. We will do some comparisons between the two in just a minute. right, so now let's get the live streamer Nexus connected. First up, we've got the adapter for the United States. So this just slides into place. If you happen to be in another country, then slide in the appropriate adapter. The other end, of course, goes into the rear of the system. While we've got the system spun around, we'll also plug in the USB right here. Again, I would have much preferred USB-C, but this will work. On the back there's a power switch, so we'll hit that, bring it online. All right, we're all logged in right now. So let's activate the device and turn off hibernation. We'll set up the microphone later. And it looks like the device is ready to go. So these buttons up here, looks like this one's for the AVerMedia console, this one is for the Nexus console, this is for microphone, and that's for capture. I imagine those can be edited though. Looks like with a fresh install, it's pretty much yours to set up however you see fit. So we'll have to play with these console buttons and see what we can add in here and what sort of widgets we can drop in. So let's pause here for a moment. We're going to set up the microphone and see what's next. But before we do that, so these have a nice detent to them rather than a smooth rotation, so you have notches for each level. That's nice. For those of you who have been streaming for a while, you know the value of being able to control your system, your game, and your chat separately. Line in is useful if you've got a secondary audio source, and then obviously your microphone. All of these things can be painful if they're not controlled separately. Very few headsets support that, so it's nice when you can run all of this individually. So let's pause for a moment here. I'm going to set up the microphone. We'll be right back. Before we plug it in, let's take a closer look at the microphone itself. So as I mentioned, it's XLR. So you can plug this directly into the back of the Nexus. And this will thread into just about any standard port. And if not, there is an included adapter, which you can find right here. That screws right into the bottom and converts it down for ease of use. The microphone itself can be hung vertically, like so, or you could put it like this and use it almost like a shotgun mic. So that's very useful. Nice of them to give us the option. All right, let's go ahead and unwind this very long cable and get it plugged in. inside the console, you can see you can apply a gain if you feel like you're not getting enough audio gain for your microphone. You can adjust the overall volume. You'll notice that that also adjusts here, so you can use these sliders, or of course you can use the buttons or the knobs here to adjust. So you could keep this on a secondary screen and keep an eye on your levels, make a note of them for next time you stream. Right now we have this set up as a single audio mix, which is great for streaming, but let's say that you have a second audio mix, like from a second PC, or if you were streaming something and you're involving your audience, you would go up here and change this to dual mix. This will bring in your second input here. You can tab between them. And in your audience mix, you can do the same thing. You can control the audio, or you can click in on the radio dials here and mute them completely. I like that it turns off the light so you know which ones are muted. So now we're back at the main page. Right now these buttons that are right here go to the AVerMedia page, the Nexus page for this product, the microphone for the microphone product, and the capture cards. I don't know how often you plan on going to visit those pages, but we're gonna go ahead and remap those. So let's go ahead and change this. There we go, that seems appropriate. And of course, you can upload an image. Just like that. And now, when I click this button, it brings up a tab and loads gamingtrend.com, or whatever else you'd like to open there. All joking aside, let's get into putting some buttons on the screen. This screen here is a 5x4 grid, and you can swipe to change pages. So right now, we don't have any icons. These functions over on the left-hand side are some of the more common ones that you might need. Like for instance, here's one for who's watching on your YouTube channel, so you can see how many people are watching or how many subscribers. I haven't hooked this to anything, so obviously it's not detecting anything. You can even bring up a chat box. Again, I don't have it connected to anything quite yet, but if I did, you'd be able to see a scrolling chat. I do like that this is configurable. This panel is not so static, so the competitors to this product don't have anything near this capability. For OBS, this could be changing out your scenes. So you could put in a number of scenes and be able to change between them. Again, there's a lot of flexibility in being able to put in just what you need and put it right where you want it. All of these things, of course, can be adjusted. There's also a lot of little fun things like this, turn on surround sound lights. You may have seen our review. Kay did a review for some lights that react to the music in games and to the sound in games, so obviously you'd be able to go in here and make adjustments to that hardware and toggle those when you bring up your stream. Same thing if you want to bring in additional sources, you'd be able to do that just by programming this the same way that you would out of OBS. If you're using Rec Central, which we'll go ahead and swipe to the next page. Rec Central is the product that AVerMedia puts out. So with that, you can do the same sort of activities. You can drop in scenes. You can drop in a screenshot, so you'll be able to take a screenshot, start your stream, start your recording. There's system level stuff, so if you wanted to be able to open a website, again, all roads lead to Gaming Trend. Open up an app, bring in a hotkey, play music, have it put text on the screen. You'd be able to do all of those things. So the Nexus itself has a number of utilities that you can drag in and use hotkeys for. So if you set up a soundboard, you can do that. You can set up hotkeys and profiles. There's a whole mixer dashboard that you can drop in, which is simply a digital version of what we have down here. Again, useful if you want to be able to put that somewhere on a page, although you can see the little lights here. It's nice to see a numeric value here, so you can adjust those things. Yeah, I apologize for the swiping. My fingers don't have a great deal of capacitance. That's not the fault of the Nexus, that's all on me. Again, Twitch integration, so we can drop in number of Twitch viewers, number of followers, and a chat box, just like YouTube. Come on, there we go. Spotify, play, pause, previous track, next track, volume up, volume down, shuffle, repeat. 3x2 box, it tells you what's playing. And then SLOBS, or slobs if you prefer, same sort of utilities, mute, record, change scenes, open up a news source, start your stream. So a great deal of flexibility, far more flexibility than you'd find in any other competitor product like this. Almost all of those have their boxes defined. Some of them even have physical separation between each one of these. So you certainly can't put a larger panel like this that might be useful to you. Now I know a number of you are into customization, so you can customize to your heart's content inside the Nexus software. For instance, let's go ahead and raise the brightness on the console itself, or we can drop it way down low, depending on what's needed for your particular stream, or if you happen to hibernate in the dark. There's also a grid line set that you can hide, or you can lower it down so you can't see the grid. Backgrounds, you can put a picture in there if you were inclined, or you can fill in the background with a color. You can see the grid lines there. Heading down a little bit, you can adjust the icon color or change them to solid. You can see those over here. So we'll go ahead and play with the colors there. You can adjust their brightness, of course. Again, there's only so much brightness you want in your room while you're trying to stream. And then icon color has to do with the icon that you've assigned to it and what color it's using, I believe. Surround lights. There's all sorts of options for the lights that are going around the edge here. I'll show you those. So you can make those pulse and breathe. You can change the color, you can adjust the frequency, you can make them blink, you can make them scroll, you can turn them off, you can make them solid. More important than that though, in terms of functionality, you can also set it where you have a completely different behavior when you're recording. So if you wanted to dance whatever dance of colors while you're messing around, but you want it to be solid red when you're recording, that's easily done. And same thing, you can change that to whether that changes when you're recording or when you're streaming. All right, so this is a quick demonstration of the Live Streamer Cam 315. These are default settings. I haven't messed with any of the adjustments for lighting. We're just using my normal overhead light. So you're gonna wanna make adjustments to this. Realistically, you're not gonna use this at this size. It's gonna be down in the corner, but you can see what it looks like in full frame. This is a look at the Live Streamer Cam 513, again using default settings, normal overhead lighting. I definitely recommend a ring light and some adjustments on the colors and saturations. You can apply a LUT to this camera, which I would highly recommend. Again, you're probably not going to be using it in this full frame. It's going to be in a small box down in the corner, but as you can see, it does capture motion nicely and it does look very good. It just depends on what kind of look you're looking for and how much resolution you really want in that lower hand corner. Join me in just a second and I'm going to see what I can do to clean these up. Alright, so this is what the Live Streamer Cam 513 looks like with a little bit of color adjustment, some small adjustments to lighting, and the addition of a ring light. I also turned off my overhead light. Also using the transform controls just in the camera, I was able to zoom in slightly and then tilt and pan the camera to exactly where I wanted it to be. Alright, so now we're back to looking at the Live Streamer Cam 315. As you can see, it does not have a digital zoom or pan or tilt. You'll have to do that manually on the device. It does not shoot in 4K, it's 1080p, and it doesn't have nearly as many transform controls or color corrections as the 4K version does. You're probably going to be using this in a small box in the bottom corner of your screen, but for me, if I want to try and look any better than I do, then it's 4K all the way. After a few weeks of using the Live Gamer Nexus and the Live Streamer microphone, I have to say, I'm sold on XLR microphones. The quality is clear, the build quality is great, but I have to say, it's the Nexus that really wowed me. There simply is not a better dedicated streaming deck on the market than the Nexus. This screen is the most flexible of any platform I've reviewed, and the ability to control this many audio sources simultaneously is something only reserved for the highest of high-end audio gear. For those wanting to take their stream to the next level, this is it. Priced at $349 for the Nexus and just $99 for the Live Streamer Mic 330, when paired with a DSLR or a decent webcam, you'll have the most professional setup you can possibly have. It's not going to make you a better gamer, but it just might make you a better streamer. I'm Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and consider subscribing. It appeases the YouTube algorithm gods and it helps us out quite a bit. Thanks for watching, happy streaming, and stay safe out there.